Alrighty, guys. Welcome to the tropical weather update number 3 on Hurricane Agatha. So we have just gone the 5 p.m. advisory here. So the header for this one is Agatha, almost a major hurricane. Weather conditions expected to begin deteriorating in southern Mexico tonight. So, wow, okay. Last advisory, it was a 90 mile per hour category 1, and now it is a high-end category 2. It is moving northeast at 1 mile per hour. This is the first time I'm looking at any of this, so let's go into public advisory number 8 here. There have still been no changes with watches or warnings. So, at 4 p.m. CDT, center of Agatha, I'm not going to go into all that. Agatha is drifting to the northeast near 1 mile per hour, and a faster northeastward motion is expected to begin tonight. On the forecast track, center of Agatha will make landfall in southern Mexico Monday afternoon or evening. So, what I talked about 2 hours ago when I made the last video. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 110 miles per hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening is expected during the next 12 to 24 hours, and Agatha is forecast to become a major hurricane when it reaches the coast of southern Mexico on Monday. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 15 miles per hour from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 115 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure, based on data from the Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft, is 964 millibars, or 28.47 inches of mercury. So, obviously, as I said 2 hours ago, you all know the main threats with Agatha and all that stuff. So, the next advisory will be released at around 7:30 EDT, maybe 7:40, depending on if it becomes a major hurricane or not. So we'll have to see here. Let's take a look at the arrival time, see if that's changed. And yes, it has. So along the coastline, you guys can see it there. The reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds is tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. Once again, all these times are Central Daylight Time. So if you're on the East Coast, add an hour. If you're on the West Coast, subtract an hour. So let's take a look at the cone here. And as you guys can see, they now have a M on the cone here, signifying that Agatha is expected to become a major hurricane now. And in the past few hours here on the infrared satellite, which we will go to in a minute, it has been forming an eye. The eye has been peeking through. So let's go to the Atlantic here before we take a look at the infrared. As you guys can see, there is an area where a tropical cyclone could develop, and I believe that this area is from Agatha, what will remain of Agatha once it crosses over into the Gulf of Mexico. It has a low 30% chance in the next 5 days, but definitely something to watch out for here as we progress. So, we are going to go to Tropical Tidbits now. and take a look at Hurricane Agatha. And as you can see, that last frame right in the middle of your screen there, if I zoom in, you can clearly see that an eye has peeked out from under all the thunderstorms in the eye wall. And this thing is just still rapidly strengthening. I would not be surprised if this was a high-end Category 3 or a low-end Category 4 by landfall. So let's take a look at the visible shortwave. And yeah, in that last frame, you can clearly see that an eye has formed here with Agatha. So this is very quickly becoming a... Now what? I'm going to say it. I'm issuing a particularly dangerous situation hurricane warning for the southern coast of Mexico. So if you are already in a hurricane warning, I am issuing a particularly dangerous situation hurricane warning. Because of the threat that Agatha could continue to rapidly strengthen and be a high-end Category 3 by the time it makes landfall tomorrow evening. So let's take a look at the... Yeah, actually... And yeah, the Dove arc, I think I said that right. It's showing the same thing here with the eye beginning to pop out. So we will have to watch this thing very carefully. Let's take a look at the true colors zoomed out here. And yeah, that eye is popping now. Let's take a look at water vapor. See it. Shear is still to the north of it. That hasn't changed, and I'm not seeing a dry air around it. So the only thing that would limit the rapid intensification of Agatha is an eye wall replacement cycle, not system, or dry air getting into it, which I do not foresee happening. So that is not good here. But if I take a look at the models here for the North Atlantic. So right there's Agatha. So I want you all to watch Agatha and Agatha's remnants. And within the next 10 days, like, next 3 weeks, I'm going to say, I'm not seeing any threat of tropical development. Take that back. That storm coming off the coast of Africa may be something to watch, but obviously this is like 4 or 5 weeks out at this point. So that could change very, very quickly here. So that will be it for the third tropical weather update of the 2022 hurricane seasons. The next advisory on Agatha will be out at 8 p.m. Probably well before that is when I'll actually start recording this. The next tropical weather update. So probably expect a video out within 3 hours of me posting this for advisory number 7A on Agatha. Actually, before I go here, we are getting data in from the hurricane hunters. And around the eye, they are getting about 96 knots of wind. And if I grab my computer here, that's about 110 miles per hour, so that's what they're sticking with. There's their flight route. Florida just being Florida, not surprising. So they went around the center of circulation, and they're flying out of the storm to reposition, probably to go in from the southeast to the northwest portion of the storm, and all that good stuff. So, as I said before, expect another video on Agatha in the next 3 hours of me posting this video. Until then, guys, stay safe, and if you're in the particularly dangerous situation, hurricane warning, you still have time to evacuate. It's not much time, but you still have time to get out for the winds start to get into your area. So just evacuate now if you have the ability to. But that's it for the video. I'll be back in about 3 hours for the next tropical weather update video.